recording us?
No, never you. It's us. It's recording what is being streamed. Yeah, no, never you. Unless you want us to.
No, it's when you press the record button. Sometimes it says if you're opting to allow you to be recorded and for the images to be used. That's all.
Yeah, no, that's Zoom and that's GDPR, so that's just for your protection. So we record this on Zoom. It also goes up onto the YouTube channel. So it just depends. And we record on Zoom because then we can just literally copy it, put a front and end on it, and send it back to you.
I didn't want me to be on it.
Well, actually, we do. You know, some people go, no, don't put me on camera, and we have to respect that. Yeah, absolutely. If the only times it ever comes up, it doesn't really affect us in this class, but if we're on the oldies class, sometimes we'll put them on view, or if Jane writes in and the cats are doing yoga on her, then it's worth definitely putting her on camera too. Go and get rid of my glasses. Pat, could you go and get her a bit of tape, because this just falls out my ear, it's not staying. So yeah, cool. Right, let's get going. Morning everyone. So we're well, right? We've all had a good weekend. Yeah, good. Okay, so we're going to continue that theme now around balance. So we started last week. I didn't use any equipment whatsoever. There's always an option if you want to add in a block or a roller, feel free, but we will use this for our balance. Lovely. So yeah, it's just I can't keep it in, just across my earlobe, I think, like across like that. Sorry about this, guys. It's like I can't hear. My fault, because that's it. You're going to love ripping that off me later. Right, and chuck that one down the back. That's it, because that's getting, because that's pulling the other one down. Brill. Okay. Lovely. Thank you. Hang on. There you go. There you go. Right, good. Oh, thank God for that. Right, okay, so let's mobilise the body. How do we do that? We start with the toes. So we start with the toes and the feet. I just want you to do a little bit of a heel walk. So keep your toes on the ground, and if you want to, what I'd like you to do is just kind of like roll over onto your toenails, if that's okay. So with this series, having talked about balance, and balance being the key driver of the next or the upcoming weeks, I really want to put some attention to our gorgeous, lovely feet. Okay, and then from there, what I'd like you to do is just squeeze the knee, flex the foot. Okay, squeeze and flex. So it's just a little bit of a kick. Nothing too onerous yet. When you do this, nice and tall with your posture, so we're not sinking out into that hip too much. So nice and strong, squeeze. Now squeeze and dial out. So straighten at the knee, lift the toe, turn the toe out and in. Can we change cameras for this? We're still on the same side. So we go up, out, in, down, same foot. Up, oop, out, in, down. So you might feel a bit of a tug around the outside of the hip when we do this. That's important. So we're getting that fascia waking up. Okay, now switch sides. So again, what I want you to do is think about straightening off at the knee joint. So you'll feel the front of the thigh, or just on the outside edges of the thigh starting to fire up. Lovely. And this bit, really focus on toes to shins. So we're just really, and some of you might feel a bit of a fizz around the back of the heel. And then from there, thinking about your lovely posture, we dial out and down and out and down, and then an out and in. So out and in. And that should feel quite strong into the hip. You'd hear me in this class talk about external hip rotation, internal hip rotation. That's exactly what we're doing. So we're just getting some mobility around the joint capsule. Lovely. Okay, let's do this one more time. So that feels different. Shake it off, shake it off. Okay, so you might start to feel that in your bottom. And then while we're there, let's have a look at taking your roller forward, walking back. And then I want you just to sway your hips side to side, side to side. Again, pushing out through the hips. And again, some of you might feel it in the joint capsule, into the groin a little bit when we do this, when you're mobilizing. Put some attention into your shoulders now. So as you move your hips side to side, wide base of support, think about your armpits and stretching out through the arms and the shoulders. So we're going side to side. This gives us a lovely release in the back. If you want to lift your toes and roll through the ankles, please do. As always in our sessions, Pilates or Pilates, find those sweet spots, find the thing that really works for you. Okay, bend the knees and roll up through the back. Lovely. So we're back into middle camera, please. Good, he's got it. Okay, so our rollers are going up and down. Okay, keep still, everywhere else still. Shoulders still. So take your time with this. So we're not getting some movement in the shoulders, keeping the shoulders still. Well, right bunch of sick notes. Go to Birmingham, come back with coughs, not COVID, and really deep and husky voices. Lots of that going on. Right, good. Roll your shoulders. Now we do this as part of our stability movements. Thinking about the shoulder blades now. Send your roller up to shoulder height. Hold your feet in neutral. We are going to stretch the shoulder blades forward and then draw the shoulder blades together. So stretch them forward and draw in together. And we're doing this to really get some movement into the scapula, so the back of the shoulder. And be really conscious on drawing the shoulder blades together. Last time, hold it there. So in your neutral, up to the sky, back down to your thigh. Ooh, I'm a poet. Okay, so what I want you to do is start to open up through the chest, but pull in through your belly button. So if you open up through the chest, we tend to kind of pop a little bit. I don't want that to happen yet. So up and draw in through your center. Draw your belly in towards your backbone. Allow the shoulders to take the range of movement. Last time. And then release. Good job. Okay, so with this said, around your balance, what I'd like us to do now, hang on, just give yourself a moment with your shoulders. I want us to hip hinge forward. Now watch me. Okay, so my feet are in neutral, brace through the center. I'm just going to lower down, but I'm going to keep my eye gaze towards the wall, but more towards the skirting board. So from a neutral alignment of the spine, as we're leaning down, the upper body doesn't change shape. It's literally action through the hips. That feels really nice. I feel controlled in my back. So as you fold, we're thinking about bringing your eye gaze to where the wall meets the floor. Okay, leave the roller on the floor, eye gaze towards your roller. Remember, we're working on balance. So you're holding your hands, wrapping your hands around the roller and just transitioning. Ball of foot, heel of foot. So there's a toe heel thing going on here. Lovely. Now you might feel this in your calves and hamstrings. When you come forward onto the ball of your feet, give yourself some time, rise up onto your tiptoes. Heels down, toes lift, toes down, heels lift as high as you can go. Heels down, toes lift. Last time, as high as you can go on your tiptoes. Heels come down, take your roller forward. So we're rolling, and just waking up the wrist. So we're in kind of an adapted downward dog for a moment. Just feel the stretch come out in the back. And by doing that, just rock your hips side to side. So your core muscles are working hard. The back of the knees are working hard. The calf muscles, the Achilles. So driving up the feet, side to side movement. So we're releasing the back. Okay, when you're ready, please team, bring your knees towards the floor. Shuffle backwards, toes connected, knees parted. Roll the roller forward, your wrists. Let's take that roller up, sit up. How are we doing? Okay, do you feel nice and mobile? Yeah, we're all good. Okay, so remember our challenge is balance is the essence. What I'd like us to do is take the roller, please, along lengthways of your yoga mat. Okay, right, then what we're going to do, sideways, we're going to sit on our roller and we're going to take our feet nice and wide. Okay, so this is about fascia. I want you to take your time here, but roll forward and backwards, feet wide, knees bent. Use your control. Allow yourself to roll to your tail, right the way through and back. Ooh, ah. So hopefully this should be all right and we're not singing Moon River. What this will do is release part of the tension that you hold in your pelvic floor, particularly around the perineal area. Perineal? Isn't that a plant that blooms twice a year? Do you know what I said the other day when I was teaching? I was talking about cavemen and women. And I said, you know, cave women and cavemen didn't have a lot of stress. All they did is eat, sleep and procrastinate. No one noticed. And when I repeated it back to my husband, he went, don't you mean procreate? And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I meant. But I said procrastinate, and the whole class, not one person noticed my flaw. Oh dear. Okay, so we're here. I want you to come on to the bottom thigh side. Can we change cameras? So we're on the little camera. I'm on the floor now. Thanks, Owen. It's not Owen, it's Pudge. I know it's Pudge. He said I could call him anything he likes. Handsome. Right, okay. So your feet are wide. What I want us to do is to work on that rotation of the spine, okay? So set up your arms out nice and wide. Neck long, shoulders down. We're simply going to rotate. So just take your time with this. Exhale in, and the reason we breathe out as we rotate, so breathe in, come back through your center, breathe out on the rotation. When you breathe out, you deflate your lungs, so it enables you to actually rotate further. Now once we've got this, you guys know this movement. What I want you now to think about is your arms, the length of your spine. Your knees are relaxed because there's a tendency to want to sort of bunch up and get some tension into your thighs. Lower body is out of action. The rotation is simply from your waistband upwards. Feel that in the shoulder blades because we've done some real nice mobility already around the shoulder blades. Okay, and as we come through center, we repeat now. Rotate, flex and reach toward your ankle. Rise up, rotate, reach towards your ankle. So the movement is hindered. Is that the right word? So where you'll feel restricted because you're sat up on your roller. Lovely. So this is called sore. Now we take our attention to the back arm. So as we rotate, the back arm goes back, palm up. Really get that length and height of the back arm. Send it up the back of the body, up the wall behind you. Lovely. So here we go. We talked about internal, external rotation of the hip. Now we're starting to look at internal and external movements of the shoulder joint. Lovely. Last time, and release. So by now your hip flexors will feel a little bit fatigued. So what we're going to do is continue to challenge our balance, but this time we are going to change our positioning, bottom at the one end of the roller, and we are going to lie down. So you've got to make sure you're set up that your tail and your head is both on the roller. Give yourself a minute, because the first thing that happens is your brain will have a little panic, okay? God, we don't like it, we're going to fall. Let's just have a lovely stretch here. Okay. And the stretch is feet wide to stabilize you. Arms wide, palms up. Stay there for a moment so your shoulder blades are pinching the roller. Your eye gaze is towards the ceiling, chin towards your chest. So we've really got lengthened spine here. And at the moment, the focus is stretching through the collarbone, through the front of the chest. Lovely. Okay. Okay, now we bring the feet closer together. Now if you want to, if you feel more stable, you can draw your heels towards the bottom of the roller, but it's really important that you squeeze your thighs together. Okay, so for a moment we're just going to concentrate. Float your hands off the ground at 3 and 9 o'clock. Just float them there so you're really enjoying that that chest through the pectoral muscle. Okay, so your hands are floated. You might notice there's mini contractions going on throughout the body. This is the brain panicking. This is challenging balance. Okay, so this is what's going to happen next, team. Your right hand is going to float only right up towards the ceiling, and then it's going to come back down. Your left hand is going to float towards the ceiling. Whoop. And then it's going to come back down. Let's repeat. So this is quite the challenge. So this is working everything to keep you balanced. So think about your breath. Think about your control. Are you balanced? Is one side nailing it? So my right side, my right arm moves, lovely. My left arm goes, nah, I don't like it. Every time. So balance isn't about standing on one leg, it's having confidence to stay steady. So what do you need to do to keep your body staying steady? Last time. Well done. Whoop. And then release and relax. So put your hands down, palm down, because you feel more secure. Feet go slightly wider for a minute. Okay, so now take your hands across your shoulders, opposite hand to shoulders, elbows point towards the ceiling, and just for a moment or two, I just want you to roll side to side, so an inch or two, and enjoy that massage underneath your shoulder blades. If you feel inclined to make that bigger, feel free. I'll demonstrate. If you want to, you can take your feet nice and wide and continue to roll to the right side. Twist, 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 twist. So you're almost off onto your shoulders. Feels nice. And then come up. And twist, 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 left side, right the way across the shoulder blade, looking towards the left wall. Up, 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 up. Down, 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 down. Last time to the left. Well done. And then release. Good. Okay. So hands are now your stabilizers. You choose where your hands are going to be. Here's a tip. The closer your hands are to your yoga mat and to your roller, the less stable you are. The further your arms are out, palm up, palm down, the more secure you are. You choose how you feel. We're just going to work on a single leg stretch for a moment. So from here, you walk your feet in, and your feet are in neutral. So there's a little gap between your knees, a little gap between your ankle. Point your right toe, lift your right heel. Okay, so we're just going to lift and lower. So the knee will stay fixed in place. What I mean is the shape of the knee joint does not change. It is the range from your hip to toe. Okay, now stop there. Heel comes down. Repeat the same movement. So thigh to trunk, heel to floor, knee stays fixed in position. I'm in all black. I thought it would work with the colour of the mat, but no. Okay, lovely. Foot down, switch sides, point toe, lift heel, lift up and down. So this is your preparatory movement. Don't worry about breath yet. If you feel inclined, breathe in, exhale on exertion. So when it gets tough, that's when we need to breathe. Are you conscious of your arms? Are they taking all the load? When we talk about trunk and core, you will naturally engage your core muscles in a position like this. And we need those core muscles to keep us steady on our feet. Switch to heel tap. So heel down and up. Lovely. Good job there, team. Well, you've nailed that. So if you've got that, let's do this. 1 knee, 2 knee lift. So we're up into tabletop. Okay, now we won't be there long, but what I'm going to challenge you to do here is to lift your elbows, keep your hands on the floor, hold yourself in tabletop and close your eyes. Now for a minute you might be wiggling all over the place, so that's completely normal because your brain is freaking out. So give yourself a moment, use your breath, think about your postures, do that check. Right leg extend outwards. Bring it in. Left leg extend outwards. Bring it in and repeat. So we go out and in. And in. Good job. Out. How are we feeling? In. Strong, right? Out and in. Let's go 4 more. And 3. Nice and low, fully extend the legs, squeeze through the knee joint. So we're fully extended at the knee. Last time, feet down. Stay there for a moment so we don't get panicky. And when you're ready, gently dismount. When I say gently, it's more of a try to do it with style. Okay, we're all right? So we're off the roller. Now what I'd like us to do is to take the roller underneath at the end of your mat, and you're just going to pop your feet on the roller. I say feet, I meant calves. Okay, gentle roll. This is nice, right? Give yourself a moment. Okay, so let's assume the roller is halfway between knee and ankle. Okay, I just want you for a minute just to dial your feet right, left, right, left. Gotcha. Why? Well, again, we're like striated, piece of steak. Just need to tenderize it a little bit. And some of us can be quite tender in the back of the legs. So not only do we have to train the lower limbs, we have to release the lower limbs. Okay, so from here, what I'd like you to do is to cross your right over left and roll in for a second. So roll in and out, roll in and out. Okay, and switch. Might feel nice and might not be bothered by this at all. It feels different when we start to lift your hips and do this, mind. Hi, Chris. Okay, legs are crossed. Right, you've had a break. That's enough. Okay, so the arches of your feet are on your roller. Your feet are slightly wider than they would normally be, and your heels are drawn into your bottom. We are going to rise up into a bridge, started at your tail. So you push your feet into the roller to lift your bottom. So we lift the bottom first, lower back, middle back, shoulders, and you should be really quite high at the top of the movement. From here, take a breath in, exhale, and let your spine roll down, one vertebra at a time. Let's repeat that. So we go lift the bottom, so we got that little tail lifting, going up as high as we can up onto the shoulders, and slowly draw in through your center as you roll your spine back down. Now your movement is slightly different than normal because our feet are higher off the ground, so your hamstrings will be feeling it, so your booty will be feeling it. Last time down, one more time up, we stay up. Okay, so from here I want you to drop the knee out to the side on the right and then the left. Keep your hips high so your bottom's lifted. Draw your knee outwards to the side and up, out to the side and up. Good job. So we go out and in. Lovely. I can see you pulling that. It's good. Yeah, out to the side and up. Think still, think strong, think bottoms lifted, because gravity wants to play now. Your body is naturally dropping towards your mat. You've really got to keep this high. So we've got 4 more, 3 more. Hello, hamstrings. 2 more. Last time. Lay your spine back down. Draw your knees into chest and give yourself a catch. Lovely. Well done. Are we good? All challenging, balance, good stuff. Okay, so we're going to just stretch this out for a second. Take your feet, the other side of the roller, lift your hip, pop your bottom onto the roller, wrap your fingers around the roller. When you're ready, go long. So straighten off your body, bring your elbows down to the mat, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Oh. So this will now stretch naturally through your front fascia, your abdominals, from your pubic line up to your rib cage. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now see if you can literally go long. So squeeze the thighs, straighten off the knees, point the toes, chin to chest. Okay, now do this for me. Point toes, chin to chest, flex feet, eye gaze overhead. Chin to chest, point toes, flex feet, eye gaze overhead. 2 more. A little bit of spinal flossing here. Well done. And then relax your bum cheeks. Okay, bend your knees. Take the roller a little bit higher up into the small of your back. This is just a bit of a release here. So basically your lower back is on the roller. We're relaxed and releasing. Feet wide, take your hands to the edges of the roller and then drop your knees in towards the center. So both knees go to the right, both knees go to the left. Again, you will feel restricted. So both knees to the right, both knees to the left. I mean, ultimately it's about trying to get the inside of the knee towards the floor. And you'll be like, yeah, it's going to happen in a month of Sundays. It actually won't happen. Mechanically, it won't happen. But I want you to, that's the journey. The inside knee is coming towards the floor. The stretch is colossal through the front of the body and the hip, the quads. Really push it down, squeeze your bottom, Well done. And when you're ready, draw your knees into chest and hold on to the roller, okay? So get a little bit of a massage here. Okay, so all I'm doing, my knees are on my chest. Okay, and I'm just using the roller to support me for a minute. My legs are going nice and tall towards the ceiling. Now, I'm in a position where I can see my alignment. So what I want is a vertical line. Pointed toes. Okay, that's your starting position. So from here, your right leg lowers, straight leg, lowers down towards the ground, keeping your first leg, your top leg towards the ceiling in that vertical. Slowly bring it up. Take a breath in. Exhale, release it down. Okay, let's do that one more time each side. So again, you have to think about how the back is feeling. I'm hoping that your back's supported. It's the back of the pelvis on the roller. Lovely, lovely. And then release. Okay, stay there. Feet, both feet, come towards your face. Then both feet start to move through the vertical and drop away. Now to bring it all back, flex your toes. Come back to vertical, point your toes, keep going towards your face. Flex your feet, take it away. Now I'm going to modify this. I'm just going to adapt this. I go as far as I can towards my feet, flexing my feet, taking my legs away. And when they've gone as far as they can, I'm going to bend the knees, draw my knees back into my chest, extend my legs. So there's the change. So I'm taking the feet away from the body, as low as they can, touch the mat, bring your knees into the chest, and flex. Ooh. Oh, I missed the floor that time. So really focus when you take your legs away. Go as far as you can. Tap the floor. Slide in. Good. Oh, well done you. Bring your knees into chest and hold on. Are we okay? Oh. Okay, so feet towards the ceiling, point the toes. It's going to feel a bit old-fashioned for a second, okay? So we're going to go out and in. Am I on the worst camera possible? I am, aren't I? Out and in. Sorry, Pudge. Out and in. Okay. Out, flex. Point in, out, flex. Now when you flex this time, I want you to really focus on driving your heels towards the ceiling. How does that feel? Lovely, isn't it? Lovely twist. Point your toes, come back to center. Let's go out again. So we go out, flex, and then turn your heels. So squeeze your thigh, turn your heels towards the ceiling. Feel that amazing stretch. That's such a great stretch into the groin, into the inner thigh and knees. Feels very old-fashioned. Bring your knees into chest. When you're ready, take your feet to the floor. Whew. Well done. Okay, so we're going to slide your feet away from the roller, and then you're going to bring it body up and over. So we're in our beach pose. Remember this? This is the bit where we're just supporting ourselves. The roller's supporting our back. Okay, we stay there for a minute. Just allow the blood flow to reset. If you want to, just wiggle, jiggle your toes. So we're just getting the blood working. You have been upside down for a little while. Okay, so while we're here, let's just once again, let's think about that knee drop. Now that feels different for me. So now that my upper body's elevated, my feet are wide, I'm dropping both knees to the right side, to the left side. I feel that in my back. I feel tight on one side. Well done. Okay, right. So the roller is now, if you start wiggle jiggling your shoulder blades, you should feel the top of the roller on the bottom of your shoulder blades. Take your arms. What I don't want is the chin sinking into the chest. So we've got to think about a nice alignment, okay? So we're lifted up neck long. So we're working the neck muscles. That's important here. Okay, so from here, bottoms down, we're going to bring up right leg into half tabletop, leg towards the ceiling, out towards the side and up again. Okay, so extend the leg, out to the side, up again, and repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now again, have a play with it, whether it's a flex foot or a pointy toe. Okay, and release. Other side. If you want to, take your thumbs to your temples like a moose, and then fingers around the back of the skull to support the head. Leg 2, half tabletop, extend leg to ceiling. We go out and in, and again up, out, in, down. So remember, this is all about balance, which is why I like to train one side at a time. And it will be little things that are affected. Some muscles, if you've been out in the garden, some muscles are dominant. If you like sweep, hoover right-handed, you go out of balance. So all of that is part of this program. Okay, last time, and release. Oh, this time, take the roller back again. Oh, so it's the back of the head. On the roller, we're lying down for a second. Whew. Are we okay? Thumbs up. Okay, right. I introduced this either at the beginning or it doesn't matter where you put this bit, but this is so comfy. Just to take your head side to side. So again, you're getting a bit of lengthening through the back of the neck. Ooh, I definitely put a couple of vertebrae back into alignment then. If you want to sweep your chin right the way across until your chin is on your shoulder. Does that make sense? Wipe your chin on your chest all the way across to the shoulder. Really nice and flattering, but no one cares. And then again, you might have a couple of little sweet spots that are really quite tender. And again, that's, you know, the skull, the spine is supported in the skull. Sometimes the muscles get really tight here. We struggle with headaches, our posture. Because I don't know about you, but I sit feet up on the sofa. It's not good posture. Okay, and when you're ready, roll the roller out of the way. And I want you to rest the back of your forearms. So rest your wrists on the roller just for a second. So you get a nice even stretch through the sides of the body and the armpits. Well, I hope you feel okay, because we're not quite done. Right, so what I'd like us to do is to come up. Give yourself a moment, because we're going to do some lovely rolling of the thighs. Okay, and when you're ready, come up onto all fours. I always, I have flashbacks to when I first introduced rollers into my classes. And I watch some people leap off the ground. They're like, ah! Yeah, it does make you a little bit sweary sometimes if you're tight in the quads. So the first prep is literally sitting back on your heels. Okay. So what we're going to do, if I change angles a minute. So, and I know some of you are really familiar with this. Your starting position is bottom over heels, and then I want that bottom to come forward. So you're kind of walking your elbows forward until you get to that peak where you can't really go any further forward. Then you use the roller, drop the hips and then pull in. So we're working core, going out and in. Does that make sense? Have we got it? So you have to use your breath here. Think about the tension in your center. We're thinking about and fear. So coming back to the balance challenge, a lot of us are fearful. We're fearful that at some point we're going to go splat onto the floor or it hurts the back. This is where we just listen to your body. Think about that contraction. Think about the tension into your center. So, and if you want to, go deeper, go further, and excuse me, challenge yourself. You're looking good, not gonna lie. Well done. Feel nice? They're like that. I hate you. Okay, so we're not quite ready to do the quads fully yet. The next thing I want you to do is roll right the way back to the back of your mat. We're taking the roller up and over. So basically it is the bottom of your shins, the front of your feet that's on the roller. Why? Okay, so first things first. We are really significantly reducing the angle at the knee joint. Okay, so there. So we're firstly doing that and just relaxing. The next thing I want you to do is lean back a little. How does that feel? Where's the back in this? Are we okay? Then I want you to think about just tucking under the pelvis. Now, because your feet and ankles are higher than they normally are, you are going to feel pulls in your thighs, your knees, and into the groin, okay? So you're going to feel that. So we're basically sat up, then we lean back, and then we add in that posterior tilt. Once we've got that, we then start to extend the arms forward. Okay, so we've got this tuck. So you should already feel load here on the quads. Okay, this is what happens. Now watch me for a second. I'm going to use the power of my quads to rise, squeezing my shoulder blades, and then sit back down, okay? So that posterior tilt, I'm opening up, squeezing the shoulders, and then closing down. So I'm using the power of my quads. I'm using the power through my knees and my center. So if you want to, now can you see that I'm actually coming to hyperextension? So tucking under, bracing abdominals, opening into a diagonal. Center, opening into a diagonal. Squeezing through the buttocks as we do this. I'm going to tell you, you're going to feel so tall at the end of this session. This is all good stuff. Really open it up through the chest. Feel that pull. So really tighten through the buttocks as you do this. Last time. And then release. Well done. Okay. And when I say release, I want us to come up and behind the roller again. Okay. Your starting point is top of thigh pubic bone. Now I want you to feel the center point of your pubic bone. So right in the center of your pelvis is that pressure point on the roller. It can be a little bit in your teeth, like ooh, and I want you to go just wiggle jiggle right left for a second. It really isn't comfy. Okay, and then I want you to pinch your mum cheeks together, so a little bit of a posterior tilt again. Your pelvis is lying on the top of the roller and you're just tucking under a little bit. So what that means is the roller is rolling down a little bit. Some of you will feel this through the buttocks and definitely feeling it through the groin. So we're going into a lovely little tilt and then release. Tilt. I don't know about you, but I've got judders, because I'm really going into some deep posterior tilt, core contractions here. Lovely. Last time. then this happens. The arms come forward and I am dragging my body along the roller to the top of my knees and rolling it back. My legs are in a straight line. Oh. So I can't remember, was it last Monday that I taught this, or was it you? I can't remember. Yeah. 2 weeks ago, just before we went off to Birmingham, I taught this with you, and I have to say, I felt that release in my body for 3 days, and I commented on it to Pat. We should do this more often, our bodies need this more often. Okay, now what do? We turn the toes out, the heels are in, the feet are slightly wider. Send your arms really far forward and pull. Oh. So not everyone likes this. Remember, we're up the inner thigh into the inside part of the knee, which is called, Pat? Inside part of the knee, what's it called? We used to test each other on this, and both of us would get this muscle wrong. Okay, we'll come back to that. Pat's going to look it up. Right. Toes in, heels out. Toes in, heels out fastest. No. Oh, got it. Can't remember. No. Toes in, heels out. Big toes touch. So cross over your feet. Let your big toes touch as you roll forward and backwards. Now, if you want to, you can dominate. So take your weight onto one side and roll. Back through the other side. Reverse. Up. And down. Oh man. One more time each way. Well done. Sit up. Give yourself a moment. How are we doing? We all right? Good, good. You look great. You look great. Okay, so if you just bear with me for a second, what we're going to do, I'll just turn my mat around for a second. Right. So, back extensions. So, working through the hip and the bottom and the back side of the body. So we're thinking about the posterior chain of the body. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Some people are natural back benders, others aren't. Many of us aren't. Okay, so what does that mean? What are we trying to achieve here? I want you to bring your, what am I doing? Oh yeah, just get the right position. So hips are on your roller, chest is on the mat. Got it? Okay, so then I want you to start to squeeze the legs and lift the legs as high as you can. And lower. Okay, so from here we're using the roller, so the top of your thighs are on the roller. We lift, 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 and lower, 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 lower. Okay, repeat. So lots of lifts, lots of lowers, long legs. Okay, up, up, tiny, weeny, little presses. Really go for straight legs, tiny, weeny, little presses, tiny, weeny, straight legs. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release down. Give yourself a minute because I'll just demonstrate what happens next. Heels touch, knees wide, feet flat, push, push, push. So we're clenching the bum cheeks together, the feet are flexed, the toes are turned out, the heels are driving upwards, so you really have to work your hamstrings here. Keep going. 8, 7, 6, 5, ow, 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 up and hold. You bring your hands to shoulder and to chest height and a little push. Lower down, extend your legs, relax. Bend the knees, heels connect. Lift the chest off the ground, heels towards the ceiling. Come down, extend the legs. One more time, heels connect, use your hands, push chest, really squeeze through the buttocks and extend your legs, come back down onto your elbows. Oh, how do we feel? Are we all right? Lovely. Okay, when you're ready, sit up, lie down flat, take your roller under your armpits or on your arms. Okay, don't know about you, but I really need a wee. Okay, goes like this. Leg comes up and back down. So it's modified scorpion. We're looking for... I love how this makes me feel. When I start doing this, like the first one or two, there's like huge trepidation. I'm worried about the movement. And then really quickly, my back goes, oh, I love that, hell. And then my abdominals go, oh, that's a great stretch, hell. And again, there's that proprioception here, that spatial awareness that we so often talk about. Like, where is the toe? How far is my foot to the floor? Could I go a little deeper? Oh, there's the floor. Isn't that nice? They're all going, I don't know about nice. Well done. Okay, bring the roller in, relax your feet, bring the roller in and consciously roll it into your body and try and get the roller underneath your ribs. So we're pulling up and lowering, pulling up and lowering. Well done. And release. Okay guys, let's get out of it. Okay, we're sitting back in child's pose, giving the back a bit of a stretch out now. Ooh. Send your roller forward. Your forearms, elbows are on the roller, and you're just gently moving forward and backwards out of child's pose. Chin to chest. Take your time. Enjoy how your back's starting to feel, because it would have held on there quite a lot. So now really push your bottom onto your heels and stay. And then again, add in that, just shunting your shoulders side to side. And any of those sweet spots. Back is responding to the stretch. Well done. Okay. Give yourself a minute. Now I'm going to give you a couple of options here. From here we're going to lie flat. If you want to, if you're going to lie back to do some relaxation, you can rest your head on the roller. Today I'm going to sit on the roller and I'm going to look for a seated relaxation for me. And it works as a bit of a hip opener. So because I'm higher on my bottom, I am able to drop my hips a bit lower. Okay, and the trick to that is the feet are lined up rather than crossed over, if that makes sense. And then what you do, you just kind of roll forward, and you kind of are just a bit more elevated. So make yourself comfy, relax. I don't know about you, but I feel quite headachy at the end of that session because I know I've done quite a lot of neck, shoulder, back release work. A lot of effort there, team. So make sure you're hydrated. And that's kind of one of the things when you use the rollers for fascia release in Pilates. You're going over a lot of those lymph nodes, so through your abdominals, down the side of your body. All of this is releasing, and the lymphatic system is a drainage system, so it's taking all the impurities out of the body through the lymphatic system. So a couple of things: hydrate, listen to your body, and rest. Oh. Okay, now we're going to power down. Literally, metaphorically speaking, unplug yourself and switch off. It's a nice feeling, right? So let's think about that from a physical point of view. Maybe start at your neck, your head, roll side to side or circles, just to release any tension that's built up in the head. I think it's flushed my sinuses today. Whew. Okay, think about the tension in your shoulders. Maybe you're not even aware that you hold tension in your shoulders. So just feel this kind of like release with your hands. When I talk about tension in the shoulders, as an aside, I watched the Formula One, the prize giving at the end of the race yesterday. What's his face who won? Again, menopause, can never remember names and numbers. I said to her, watch that. And his shoulders went from up to his ears, and you could see him physically going, and shoulders dropping 2 or 3 inches. It was kind of really interesting to see, holding that tension for that whole race, and then starting to, oh yeah, I've won. Let that energy go and let that tension go, relaxation go. Sometimes we're not even aware that we're holding in our shoulders, so consciously switch it off. Now the next thing is that breath in your abdomen. So if you can bring your breath down into your belly and let your belly go, because again, you know, particularly I experienced it firsthand with anxiety. You hold tension in your belly, let it go. Just physically, just let that tension drift away from your belly. And as soon as we do that, we start to trigger some of the good stuff, the great hormones that make you go, oh. And just feel that relaxation through your thighs. Again, hold tension. It's quite common to hold tension in the knees and thighs. Just try and breathe it through. Relax it out, because you're switching off. And as you power down, you can, again, that metaphorical whirring down, that that's what we're trying to achieve with our bodies. We're just watching the systems just slowly stop, making the speed become less. And this is just the physical side. We're just turning all of that off. And then listen to your breath. Listen to the sounds within your space and beyond. We don't analyze, but stay here, right present, be present, listen to your body, make any adaptations to really fuel your comfort. When that relaxation hits, that moment when you just let it go, that is the magic. That is that sweet spot when we can create change. And we're here in this moment, rewarding the body. You work hard, you're good people. Switching off is good, right? And without analysing, just move from one sound to the next. Visualise or hear wind in the trees, birds, waves, ebb and flow of life. But right now, take a long breath in. Exhale. You're strong. I am strong. I am the best version of me. I am happy. I am loved. I am making a difference. Take a breath in and sigh. Pop your chin to your chest. Maybe roll your head. Maybe adjust your feet, adjust your knees, adjust your back. And when you're ready, start to come back into the room. Well done. Well done. That's me, Helen Tye from iCareIMove.com. You can always contact us on info@iCareIMove, and pleasure to talk to you. This is a recording now, and we say goodbye, and then we'll move over to our Zoom class and just chat.